Gather round, folks, and listen close. Tonight, we delve into a tale that'll chill your bones and leave you looking over your shoulder. It's the story of a book, but not just any book. This one's got a reputation, see? A reputation for driving men mad. They call it Al Azif, the Necronomicon, and it's said to contain knowledge so dark, so unholy, that to read it is to invite madness and ruin. Some say it's just a legend, a campfire story meant to scare the wits out of folks. But there's a whisper, see, that runs through history. A whisper that speaks of this cursed tome and the havoc it's wrought. It's a whisper that sends shivers down your spine, even on the hottest summer night. Tonight, we're gonna chase that whisper, gonna dig deep into the shadows and see what truths we can unearth about Al Azif, the book that drives men mad. So settle in, folks, and I'll tell you a story. Our story begins in the 8th century, in the sun-baked city of Sana'a, Yemen. This ancient city, with its labyrinthine streets and towering structures, was a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and mysteries. It was a place where the old world met the new, where the whispers of the past mingled with the bustling life of the present. There, amidst the bustling marketplaces and towering minarets, lived a man named Abdul Alhazred. The markets were alive with the sounds of merchants haggling, the scents of exotic spices, and the vibrant colors of textiles from distant lands. It was in this vibrant chaos that Alhazred found his inspiration. Now, Alhazred wasn't your average fella. He was a poet, see? But his poems weren't about love or loss. No, his verses were far from the romantic odes that filled the air of the city. Instead, they delved into the unknown, the forbidden, and the terrifying. His quill danced across parchment, weaving tales that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to read them. No, sir. His words dripped with darkness, with whispers of ancient evils and forbidden rituals. His manuscripts were filled with cryptic symbols and eerie illustrations that seemed to come alive under the flickering candlelight. Each stroke of his pen seemed to summon shadows from the corners of the room, as if the very act of writing was a ritual in itself. They called him Alhazred the Mad, and with good reason. His eyes, wild and haunted, spoke of visions that no ordinary man could comprehend. He was a man possessed by knowledge that teetered on the edge of sanity, a seeker of truths that were better left buried. The man claimed to have spent years wandering the desolate wastes, communing with jinn and uncovering the secrets of forgotten cities, swallowed by the sands of time. His journeys took him to places where the line between reality and the supernatural blurred, where the whispers of the wind carried the voices of the long dead. And from these experiences, from the whispers of the desert wind and the visions that haunted his sleep, Alhazred penned his infamous book, Al Azif. This tome, bound in ancient leather and inked with a substance that seemed to pulse with a life of its own, was said to contain the very essence of madness. It was a book that defied understanding, a collection of knowledge that could drive a man to the brink of insanity. It said he wrote it in a frenzy, his hand guided by unseen forces, his mind teetering on the brink of madness. Night after night he scribbled furiously, as if the words were being whispered into his ear by entities from another realm. The candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly presence. And when the last word was written, Alhazred vanished, swallowed by the desert, just like the secrets he claimed to have uncovered. Some say he walked into a sandstorm, his figure disappearing into the swirling sands, never to be seen again. Others believe he was taken by the very forces he sought to understand. Some say he ascended to another plane of existence, his mind shattered by the knowledge he'd embraced. Under the starry desert sky, they say, he found a gateway to realms beyond human comprehension, a place where the boundaries of reality dissolved. Others whisper that he was torn apart by the very entities he'd tried to summon. The torn pages of his manuscript, scattered by the wind, were all that remained of his final moments, a testament to the dangers of delving too deep into the unknown. Whatever his fate, one thing's for sure: Abdul Alhazred was gone, leaving behind a legacy of madness in the form of his cursed book. Al Azif, or as it would later be known, the Necronomicon, became a symbol of forbidden knowledge, a book that promised power but at a terrible cost. Its pages, filled with the ravings of a madman, continue to haunt those who dare to seek its secrets. Now, the actual content of Al Azif, it's shrouded in mystery. The book, often referred to as the Necronomicon, is said to be the work of the mad Arab Abdul Alhazred. Written in the 8th century, It is believed to contain forbidden knowledge, secrets that were never meant for human eyes. See, the book itself is said to have vanished, passed from hand to hand, always disappearing before anyone could get a good look at it. Legends tell of it being hidden in secret libraries, guarded by those who understand its true power and the dangers it poses. But whispers and rumors persist, fragments of knowledge gleaned from stolen glances and frantic scribblings of those who dared to peer into its pages. These fragments, often incomplete and cryptic, have been pieced together by scholars and occultists over the centuries, each adding their own interpretations and theories. They say it contains rituals, see, dark and ancient rituals for summoning creatures from beyond the veil, for bending the fabric of reality itself. These rituals, if performed correctly, could grant the practitioner immense power, but at a terrible cost. The price of such knowledge is often one's sanity, or worse, one's soul. It speaks of entities with unpronounceable names, beings of unimaginable power who reside in the spaces between spaces, watching and waiting for the chance to break through into our world. These entities, often referred to as the Great Old Ones, are said to be older than time itself, existing in dimensions beyond our comprehension. Some scholars, they claim, Al Azif is nothing more than a collection of ancient myths and superstitions, harmless stories passed down through generations. They argue that the book's reputation has been exaggerated over time, turning it into a symbol of fear and mystery. But there are others, folks, who believe that the book is a doorway, a key to unlocking something dark and powerful that's best left undisturbed. These individuals, often shrouded in secrecy, dedicate their lives to studying the book, hoping to unlock its secrets while avoiding its deadly consequences. They say that simply reading the words, even understanding their meaning, can open your mind to things you were never meant to see, things that can drive a man to madness with a single glimpse. The knowledge contained within Al Azif is said to be so profound, so alien, that it can shatter the very fabric of one's reality, leaving them lost in a world of nightmares and hallucinations. Despite the dangers, the allure of Al Azif continues to draw in the curious and the desperate. Some seek it for power, others for knowledge, and some simply for the thrill of uncovering a forbidden secret. But all who seek it must be prepared to face the consequences. For the book does not give up its secrets easily, and the price of failure is often too high to bear. In the end, Al Azif remains one of the greatest mysteries of the occult world. Its true nature, whether a collection of myths or a repository of dark power, may never be fully understood. But one thing is certain: the legend of the Necronomicon will continue to captivate and terrify those who dare to seek it out. Now, you might be wondering where this all fits in, this talk of cosmic horror and forbidden knowledge. It's a tale that stretches back through the annals of time, a story that has been whispered in hushed tones and scribbled in the margins of ancient texts. The Legend of Al Azif, also known as the Necronomicon, is one that has fascinated and terrified in equal measure. But how did this arcane tome find its way into the heart of modern horror literature? Well, folks, the Legend of Al Azif found new life in the 20th century thanks to a fella named H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft, a writer of unparalleled imagination, was deeply influenced by the myths and legends of old. He had a knack for taking these ancient stories and breathing new life into them, transforming them into something that felt both timeless and terrifyingly immediate. You might know him, the writer, master of horror, the man who gave us Cthulhu and the whole shebang. Lovecraft's works are a cornerstone of the horror genre, and his influence can be seen in countless books, movies, and games. But it wasn't just his monstrous creations that left a mark. It was also his ability to weave a sense of dread and unease into the very fabric of his stories. Lovecraft, he was fascinated by the idea of Al Azif, by the notion of a book so powerful, so terrifying, that it could drive men mad. This wasn't just any book. It was a tome of forbidden knowledge, a gateway to the unknown. Lovecraft's portrayal of the Necronomicon was so vivid, so detailed, that it felt as if it could be real. He described its contents with chilling precision, painting a picture of a book that was as dangerous as it was alluring. He incorporated the Necronomicon into his stories, weaving it into the very fabric of his fictional universe. It became a recurring element, a dark thread that ran through his tales, connecting them in a web of cosmic horror. The Necronomicon was more than just a plot device. It was a symbol of the unknown, a representation of the vast and uncaring universe that Lovecraft so often wrote about. In Lovecraft's world, the Necronomicon became a source of forbidden knowledge, a conduit to the vast and unknowable horrors that lurk at the edges of reality. It was a book that promised power, but at a terrible cost. Those who sought its secrets often found themselves descending into madness, their minds unable to comprehend the truths they uncovered. Lovecraft's depiction of the Necronomicon was a masterstroke, a perfect blend of myth and imagination. He wrote about it as if it were real, describing its contents in chilling detail, recounting the tales of those who dared to seek it out. Lovecraft's meticulous attention to detail made the Necronomicon feel like a genuine artifact, a relic from a darker time. His stories were filled with references to the book, each mention adding to its mystique and allure. It was a masterful piece of world-building, one that has left a lasting impact on the genre. And in doing so, he breathed new life into the Legend of Al Azif, transforming it from an obscure piece of folklore into a cultural phenomenon. Lovecraft's stories captured the imagination of readers, drawing them into a world where the line between reality and fiction was blurred. The Necronomicon became a symbol of the unknown, a reminder of the limits of human understanding. It was a testament to Lovecraft's skill as a storyteller, his ability to create a sense of unease that lingered long after the final page was turned. Lovecraft's stories, they resonated with folks, struck a chord deep down in the human psyche. His tales of cosmic horror tapped into our deepest fears, our sense of insignificance in the face of an uncaring universe. The Necronomicon, with its promise of forbidden knowledge and ultimate madness, was a perfect embodiment of these themes. It was a book that could drive men to the brink of insanity, a symbol of the dangers that lurk in the shadows of our world. They tapped into our primal fear of the unknown, of the vast and indifferent universe that surrounds us. Lovecraft's stories were a reminder of our own fragility, our vulnerability in the face of forces beyond our control. The Necronomicon was a symbol of this fear, a representation of the unknown that lies just beyond the edge of our understanding. It was a book that promised power, but at a terrible cost, a reminder that some knowledge is best left undiscovered. And at the heart of it all, lurking in the shadows, was Al Azif, the book that whispered of cosmic horrors and promised ultimate madness. It was a creation of Lovecraft's imagination, a symbol of the unknown that continues to captivate and terrify to this day. The Legend of Al Azif is a testament to the power of storytelling, a reminder of the enduring appeal of the unknown. And as long as there are those who seek out the mysteries of the universe, the tale of Al Azif will continue to haunt our dreams.